On the other side of the Jordan River, Great Britain placed in charge of what is today Iraq Faisal Hashim, and in charge of what is today Jordan, Abdullah Hashim, sons of the Sharif of Mecca, ally of Great Britain against the Ottoman Empire during World War I, and glamorized in the Hollywood film Lawrence of Arabia. And so the situation we have then between the 1920s and 1948 is a colonial system of rule by Great Britain. Here we have the map of the Palestine High Commissioner, which is obviously a Union Jack with simply Palestine High Commissioner put right in the middle. But the Palestine High Commission is not the only thing happening. It's not the only apparatus in the mandate. There are two other power centers. One power center is focused on the Mufti of Jerusalem, the head of the Muslim community in Jerusalem. The Mufti of Jerusalem will be instrumental in the Arab Revolt, 1935 and 1938, a revolt in which a man named Qasim will become a martyr and will become a folk hero for those Palestinian liberation fighters later in the 20th century. As the documentary noted, the Arab Revolt between 1935 and 1938 against British rule will have a devastating effect on the solidarity, integrity of that community. A second alternative center of power from the mandate was the Jewish Agency, also mentioned in the documentary. This was, in a very real sense, a state in waiting, a bureaucracy that simply needed its own land to become a state. But the Jewish Agency is not alone. Founded in 1923, it is an exercise in nation building and an exercise in cultural rediscovery. For example, it is the Jewish Agency who sponsors Eliezer ben Yehuda to revive Hebrew as an active, living language, to use as a language for a future state of Israel. The Arab community doesn't have a similar type of organization. The Mufti of Jerusalem is a center of power, but not in the way that the Jewish Agency here is a center of power from 1923 onwards. So very early in the British Mandate, you have a kind of competing government in the Jewish Agency. The man at the center of this Jewish Agency is a titan in Israeli history, David Ben-Gurion, the man who, in May of 1948, declares the state of Israel, first came to what was then the Vilayet of Beirut in 1906 and declared, "I am in Eretz Israel," in a Hebrew village in Eretz Israel, in a Hebrew village called Petach Tikva, or Gate of Hope. 42 years later, in virtually that same place, he would declare the state of Israel. If David Ben-Gurion is the political face of Jewish power in the Mandate of Palestine, the Haganah, which is Hebrew for the defense, is the military arm of that organization. It actually even predates the Jewish Agency, with its foundation in 1920. To the left on the screen here we have a recruiting poster for the Haganah, and in the photograph, a troop of Haganah soldiers. It is this militia, this paramilitary organization, the Haganah, that will be instrumental in 1948 in the Israeli victory against overwhelming odds, numerically superior foes, technologically superior foes in Lebanon, in Syria, and Jordan, Iraq, and in Egypt. But the Haganah is not the only military organization, Jewish military organization, in the Mandate of Palestine. In 1931, the Irgun Zvai Leumi was founded, which is Hebrew for the National Military Organization, and here we have a recruiting poster for the Irgun, as it is known. We see a map of what is today Israel, as well as what is today Jordan, with the words Eretz Yisrael written across the land of Israel. We have a fist holding a rifle. This national military organization saw as its mission the creation of a state of Israel. And in 1946, in an effort to persuade the British to exit stage left, to end the Mandate of Palestine, the Irgun bombed the King David Hotel in Jerusalem, killing 91 people in a massive act of terrorism. Nevertheless, the Irgun, as well as the Haganah, be instrumental in 1948 in the victory of Israel against its Arab enemies. From the standpoint of the world community, world politics, the League of Nations no longer exists after World War II, replaced with the new United Nations founded in San Francisco in 1945. And in November of 1947, the United Nations passes Resolution number 181, the Palestine Partition Plan. This is one of our major primary sources, and the excerpt that we have is divided into 4 major sections: termination of mandate, preparatory steps, Arab boundaries, and then Jewish boundaries. The map here on the right, granted, is a mainly a French map, but it is effective at showing what we have here. Everything in the kind of tealy blue will be the Jewish state, and what is in orange will be the Arab state. The city of Haifa will be an Arab enclave, circled there in the north. The city of Tel Aviv, circled there near the center on the coast, will be the Jewish center. And in theory, the city of Palestine, the city of Jerusalem and its environs there, pictured in white, will be an international open city governed by, oh well, someone. They never quite figured that one out. So what we have there then in the UN Resolution 181 is an attempt by the international community to legislate some type of official two-state solution to replace what had been the British mandate with an Arab state and a Jewish state. Now, the Jews in Palestine accept this deal. The Arabs in Palestine reject this deal. This is a turning point. What will follow is war.